The IOPC investigating the shooting and death of Chris Kaba, or Kaba, in South London by the Metropolitan Police Firearms Unit has said that no weapon was found in the vehicle or in the vicinity of the vehicle. 24-year-old Kaba is said to have been being pursued by 5 Met Police vehicles and the Force's helicopter when 3 units blocked him in on Kirkstall Gardens in Streatham Hill on Monday night. Police are said to have fired a single round, according to reports. However, in previous interviews with residents in the area, 2 shots were heard. One local resident said they heard 2 gunshots overnight. They wrote on social media, "Awful event in Streatham Hill tonight. I and many other neighbours heard 2 gunshots." So if many people heard 2 gunshots, why is it now being reported to have only been a single one? It's now being reported that Chris Kaba was due to become a father in the coming months, according to the mother of his partner. She also said that Chris was an apprentice architect and not, as some people have claimed, a rapper known as Maddox or Mad Itch 67. She then questioned why police had to shoot Chris, adding that her daughter is now in a tremendous amount of pain and unable to process her feelings. Well, although I don't think the police needed to have shot the lad, seeing as he was allegedly boxed in with a police helicopter overhead. But let's be honest, as I said in my last report, if you do stupid things such as using your car to smash your way out of a police roadblock, then you have to expect some kind of kickback from police. At the time of the last report, I said there was a lot of questions that needed answering, such as why they were following Chris in the first place. Well, it appears that the number plate allegedly pinged an ANPR camera with an alert that the vehicle was linked to a firearms incident in the previous days. Now, bearing in mind that being linked could simply mean that the vehicle was seen in the vicinity of a firearms incident and not actually involved, although saying that, you would have to wonder why, if it's true, that Chris was trying to ram his way out of a police roadblock. I know some of the people in the comments suggested that the witness sounded coached. This is the statement as I reported it in my last video about this incident. A witness at the scene has said that Chris Kaba was shot after he tried to drive his car at police. The witness added that he had seen a man trying to drive his Audi at police after his vehicle was boxed in by 3 police cars in an attempt to stop and arrest him. "A car was chased into our road," he said, and there was a police helicopter overhead. There was a clang when 2 of the vehicles smashed into each other. One was a police car and the other of the guy being chased. Armed police jumped out and were shouting at the man, "Get out of the car." It was at least a dozen times. The guy in the car had lots of opportunities to stop, but he refused. He then started driving forwards towards a police car and smashed into it, then reversed. He just wouldn't stop the vehicle. I heard 1 shot. From what I could see, he could have killed one of the officers with his car. I don't understand why he didn't stop. He was trying to ram his way out and could have easily killed a policeman. He was using his car as a weapon. The IOPC said in a statement that we understand at this stage that police officers in an armed response vehicle attempted to stop the vehicle Mr. Kaba was in, following the activation of an automatic number plate recognition camera, which indicated the vehicle was linked to a firearms incident in the previous days. As the investigation into that incident is ongoing by the Metropolitan Police Service, it would not be appropriate to provide further information. A detailed search of the scene and surrounding area was completed last night. No non-police issue firearm has been recovered from the vehicle or the scene. Regional Director Sal Nassim said, "We recognise that there is community concern following this incident, and we appreciate that questions will remain around how Mr. Kaba tragically ended up being fatally shot following an attempted vehicle stop. We are working hard to piece together all of the circumstances surrounding this incident, and we want to reassure the community that these questions will be answered in due course. However, it will take some time before our investigation is able to uncover all of the facts. While these details are still being confirmed, we ask that the public avoid speculating about this incident out of respect for Mr. Kaba's family and for anyone else affected." Now of course, this simply wouldn't be complete if claims of racism were not thrown into the mix, and sometimes I genuinely wish that there was proof of racism so I could say that with certainty that an incident was in fact led by discriminatory views. But even though Chris Kaba's family questioned whether his life would have been cut short if he was not black, I would also be inclined to ask the question why it appears he tried to get out of a roadblock whilst having guns pointed at him. But of course that would simply make me racist for asking it. His family have demanded a murder investigation be held into his death, and a statement issued by the charity Inquest, they said,
"So the family of Chris Kaba seek a homicide investigation into his death from the outset. We have today told the Independent Office for Police Conduct of that demand, and that we do not want any delay, as has happened in other fatal shootings. Otherwise, we and the wider public can have no confidence that the police will be held to account. We also want the IOPC to tell us whether or not they found a weapon in any search of the vehicle that Chris was driving. We have not received this information even though the shooting happened almost 2 days ago. Finally, we are desperately appealing for any witnesses, whether before, during or after the pursuit and the shooting, to come forward to the IOPC and or to our solicitors over at Hickman and Rose. We are devastated, we need answers and we need accountability, and we are worried that if Chris had not been black, he would have been arrested on Monday evening and not had his precious life cut short. We are seeking justice for Chris."
Of course, I think we all know it's highly unlikely that a firearms unit cop who shoots somebody is ever going to be held accountable, and that's evidenced from many years of police killing unarmed people and simply getting away with it. Metropolitan Police Commander Alexis Boone said, "I would like to express my sincere condolences to the family and friends of the man who died, and I recognise the devastating and lasting impact this tragic incident will have on them. I understand that this incident is extremely concerning, and I would like to reassure the community that the Metropolitan Police is cooperating fully with the Independent Office for Police Conduct, as they carry out a thorough and independent investigation." Chris's mother said, "My heart is broken. I am speechless. My heart is broken. I need justice to be done for Chris." The pastor at a church that Chris attended as a child said that there were discussions in the community about organising a vigil for him. "The community are scared," he said. "I've had young people come to me asking, why did they shoot him? There are families who didn't send their kids to school today. I'm speaking to community leaders about organising a demonstration or a vigil." In fact, since writing that in the report, it's been indicated that a protest is in fact due to take place today in Brixton, which started at 3 o'clock and will see protesters gather outside Brixton Police Station. The protest has been advertised in a post circulated on social media, which reads, "Peaceful protest for Chris Kaba. An unarmed young black man who was a father-to-be was murdered in cold blood by our police in the early hours of the morning in Kirkshall Gardens on Monday 5th of September. We demand answers and will hold a," it says P, but I'm presuming that's meant to say peaceful protest. So I guess we can pretty much expect another George Floyd moment. To be fair, I'm surprised he hasn't been described as another George Floyd already, but I guess there's still time. Look, I do not agree that the police should have shot the man. There were clearly other avenues, such as shooting the tyres, firing through the window of the car as a warning shot, using a taser. I mean, the car was blocked in. But if the guy was trying to ram his way out of the block, then he did need to be stopped. I suppose the question that will never be answered now is why he was trying to get away in the first place, especially as there was no weapon found. Still plenty of questions to be answered. I'm sure we will end up with far more questions as time goes on. But let's just hope that BLM doesn't get involved in this one. The last thing London needs are more protests and more damage.